Hi, I'm Peter McHale with InstructionalFitness.com here at St. John's Hospital in Santa Monica for a special interview with our good friend Joe Tong.
Hi, everyone.
And for those of you who don't know, Joe's been in the hospital for several weeks now with a back injury and an infection. And actually, I'll just go ahead and let Joe talk about it. What's going on, Joe?
Actually, I was on a trip and I noticed my back just being a little stiff. So I went to work out and just felt like it needed pop. So I tried to stretch it a little bit and it wouldn't pop. So I went home and I thought, okay, I'll just lay around, tomorrow to be better. And then the next day I couldn't get up. And so I was staying at a friend, so I had him help me up so I could use the restroom. I could barely walk. And in my family, my brother has the same thing. His back will go out every once in a while. He'll lay down for a week or get an epidural, and it gets better. So I laid down for 3 days on this guy's couch and couldn't eat, sick, throwing up. And then after 3 days, I said, you got to take me to the hospital. And that was late at night, and like 9, 10 o'clock, a surgeon came up the next morning, and he said, we have to operate on you today. And he said, what has happened is, he said, it's an abscess. And he said, from last week to this week, it's changed. He said, now it's pushed into the disc and went through the bones, and then it's pressing against your spinal column. And so then when he said, if you hadn't came in, he said, within a couple of weeks you would have been dead. On August the 7th, or was it 17th? I'm trying to think when I checked in the hospital. Anyway, when I checked in the hospital about 4 weeks ago, I was down to 195. Oh, wow. So the first week in Arizona, I went from, say, 220-something down to 195. Wow. I lost about 25 pounds the first week. Okay, so. And then plus here, it's hard to keep your diet. Of course, they only feed you 3 times a day. Mm-hmm. And the doctor came to me, kept telling me my albumin, which is your protein level, is low, and wants me to eat more protein. But they have the same menu every week. And so for 5 weeks, I've seen the same menu. I mean, you get sick of it. You don't want to eat that stuff. And it's hard trying to think of other things you eat. So I got them to get me a different menu, and I'm trying to figure ways out I can eat more protein, to keep my muscle mass up.
Mm-hmm. And what would you say this does to you psychologically as a bodybuilder? Watching yourself kind of go from 230 down to like 190 or maybe even lower now.
Yeah, it's depressing at first. I mean, it's at first I don't even think as a bodybuilder. At first I think, am I going to get out of here? Am I going to? And then once you get past that and start, knowing that you are and everything, it's depressing because all the hard work you did, is gone. And when you come back to train, it's going to be a long road back. It's not going to be something quick, back. So it's tough. But like I said, I had back surgery, 20-something years ago, and a year after that, I won a show. And granted, that was 20 years ago, so it won't be the same this time. But I know, I will be back, and I'll be just as good. I just, got to take my time and work at it.
Do you kind of like form a plan of attack sitting in a hospital bed? Do you think about training and what you want to do when you get back, or do you just really kind of focus on what's ahead?
Right now, honestly, I focus on walking, because originally I actually had gotten pretty good where I got rid of the walker, mm-hmm. and I was using 2 canes. And then they took me down for a couple of procedures that I told them I have problems with because it's completely flat, and it was after surgery. And so it started causing me to go into a lot of spasms for my back. And after that, before I would do that, I could like roll over, like this, and it wasn't a problem. Mm-hmm. And then I could push myself up and get up and put my brace on and get out of bed. immediately after the procedure, I couldn't even move. They had EMTs had to pick me up and carry me back, and I couldn't roll up and get out of bed anymore.
I know one of the things you're really striving for is to get that IFBB Pro card.
Right.
And you competed in a show, but during the course of that show, you felt really ill, and you didn't quite perform the way you'd wanted to. And I know it really it's kind of eaten at you, So how does this kind of affect your goal of going back to that show and getting your card?
Well, at first it didn't, because I thought, okay, I really thought I was going to be up in a couple days walking. Mm-hmm. And then once I've seen now that I'm not, it really bothers me, because I'm not sure if I'll make it back this year for the show. Mm-hmm. But if not, I definitely will be back the next year for it, and give it 100%, and hopefully this, last time I got third, hopefully this time, I get first. But I'm definitely not going to let it deter me from doing it, and that I can still do it. Hopefully I heal fast enough and I have time enough to get ready for it this year. If so, then by all means I'll do it this year.
That's great. So anything you want to say to the Instructional Fitness viewers who have been so thankful for everything you've shown them on the video so far?
Just appreciate you guys checking us out on the site, and keep coming back. We're going to have a lot of changes coming up, and some new things that you're going to see soon. So keep tuning in to it. I think you'll like what you see.
Great. All right. Well, feel better soon.
Thanks.
We miss you, and we're looking forward to having you back.
Great. Thanks, guys.
All right, thank you. Thank you for watching.